Hey, y'all, we are back. And of course, we have another grant opportunity. If you get anything of value from this video, if you can please like it, subscribe, comment, share, all of those good things. First, we're going to talk about the Patreon. I do this every video for individuals that don't know it exists or what exactly it is. So I started this Patreon because I do walkthrough videos of all the grants, but with the Patreon, I literally just post the grants, the links, and it's over $5 million worth of funding opportunities in there. It's both for profits, nonprofits, there's international grants, there's state-specific grants. And also what that does is not only does it support the channel, but it gives something back as well. Because I know with YouTube, there's so many different ways to get your viewers to support your channel, but I also wanted to get support for the channel where I can still continue to provide the free content, but then also give something in return so you're not just handing over your money, right? So what I'm going to do, let me look at the Patreon quickly, and it's linked to your Discord just so you can see a little bit of what's in there. I typically post twice a month. So probably at the beginning of the month and then towards the middle of the month, I do a minimum of 20 different grants because right now all of the tiers are sold out except for the $20 tier, which has always been the plan, in that whoever got in early will get that cheaper rate. But the goal has always been for it to be $20, a minimum of 20 grants. So you're paying a dollar per grant, but I normally post more than 20 grants per month. Sometimes there's not going to be grants that are applicable to your company, but I normally put grants also in like the general section in the Discord. So there should be at least one or two grants that you're able to apply for, but just think about the fact that I'm doing state specific. So you might not be in that state. And this is just to manage expectations. So you won't sign up and then think that there's going to be 20 grants and you'll be able to apply and be eligible for all 20. But as I said, it's more so just to support the channel because it is, work in order to find the grants, review the grants, load the video, pay for some of these services where I can get these grants as well. So now let's share my screen and we're going to go to good old Discord, which is where the Patreon is connected to. And then I'll put the link in the chat as well once I finish this process. So here is the Discord, here is my channel, and then I've separated it so it'll be easy so you're not in here looking for where are the state specific or anything like that. So here we have our general section. Right now, we are in the YouTube section. So I post the videos immediately into the group. So you'll know that it's here and you don't have to necessarily worry about if there's a glitch with YouTube and then you don't get the notification when I am going live or if there's a video on there. And then here we have our state specific grants. So it's different opportunities listed in here. Some of them will give an image, but then sometimes it's just a link without an image. So there's a plethora of grants here for state specific. We also have our nonprofit grants because, as I said before, with nonprofits, it's a little bit more difficult in order to go through the grants because I don't have the proper documentation to log in. So I don't have the FEIN number. So I can't get into some of the applications when I'm trying to do the nonprofits and do a walkthrough. I am going to try to come up with a creative way to do videos for nonprofits. But I do know if I do a video, we won't be able to do a walkthrough similar to what I can do for the for-profits. But actually, the grant today is for a nonprofit, but it's a little bit different than your typical nonprofit grants. We've already we did not look at the for-profit. So for-profit, this is general. So this is going to be not state specific. It can be within the United States. General is where I post just some of, we have the YouTube coming up. I post different books, different seminars that might be free that you can attend. So it's a lot of stuff that I post in here. So much in here that it's taken a little bit longer to load that page. And then we have our international grants. So this is for individuals that are outside of the US that might be looking for grants, because I do understand that although I'm located in the United States. I definitely have individuals on the channel that are not within the United States. So let me go ahead and add the Patreon to the chat, and then we're going to get into this grant, which is super easy to apply for. Okay, Patreon is loaded. Now let's talk about this grant. So the grant actually started. Oh, before I talk about the grant, there is a small business grant playlist on the channel. So please, after you watch this video, go to that playlist, and I'm going to try to figure out how to put the link in the description box, because I've been having a challenge with doing that. But I do know that there is like a playlist. If you drop, it's like a drop down, and then across there, you'll see playlists. So there's more than just this grant video. If you're new to the channel, there are other grants on that grant playlist. If you listen to this grant and you decide, I might not fit the bill for this one, but I still want to apply for a grant, definitely go to that playlist to look for different grants. And there's also other information on various grant lists. There's discussions about taxes, there's discussions about credits, there's discussions about marketing, and I have them all in different playlists if that's something that you're looking for. And I'm actually going to start a playlist for business plan, because I do get a lot of questions about a business plan, but I do have a free sample business plan inside of my Facebook group, which is Money Time. I also have started a business Facebook page where once I, figure everything out, we can start streaming onto that page as well. So that's that. Now the grants. So the grant started January 1st of this year. It actually has 2 different cycles. So you have 2 opportunities to apply this year. I'm going to assume that they do this every year. I'm not for certain. This grant cycle ends June 30th. Okay, so this one ends June 30th of this year. They are going to notify individuals that are awarded that grant by July 30th, 2022, this year. The second cycle starts July the 1st, and then that cycle ends January 30th of next year. No. Sorry, it ends December of this year, and then they're going to notify the winners January 30th of next year. So keep all that in your head. Who's eligible? A woman-owned business that is 18 years of age. Now, fellas, if you are watching this video, let me tell you a little secret. Just because they are asking for women-owned businesses, this is your opportunity to partner. There is power in collaboration. There is power in partners. And then also, if your business is owned by multiple individuals and the woman has 51% ownership, then you will be able to apply for this grant. But don't always X yourself out because, they're looking for women and I'm not a woman. No, you can then go collaborate, right? So let's say there's a woman that's not watching this video and she has a business and she doesn't know that this is an opportunity. You then can have that conversation with her and say, look, there's this opportunity. If you get the grant, then I can partner with you to whatever it is that you're trying to do in the community. So really start thinking about collaboration and partnership and don't X yourself out, right? So that's the first thing, 18 years of age. You do not have to have a business. So this is for, if you have an LLC, fine. But again, if you're sitting at home, you got an idea, fine. And this can even be for just one specific project. So let's say you want to, if you're a tax preparer and you want to prepare taxes for, I don't know, 1 or 2 individuals that, have a simple tax return, they don't have a business or anything like that. Or if you want to host a toy drive for, Christmas is right around the corner, you want to host a toy drive or a coat drive or something like that. And the venue cost is $300, $400. So definitely, if you just want to give back to your community, this is the grant for you. So this is not just for business owners. You do not have to be located in the United States. This is a global opportunity. So you can be located anywhere and you can apply for this grant. It's for any field. So there's no restrictions on who can apply, what type of business can apply. But remember, it has to be legal. So you cannot be doing illegal opportunities. You cannot be doing illegal activities and then apply for this grant. You're not eligible, right? You cannot use this grant to buy merchandise, for marketing, and there's one other item that they said, advertisements. Marketing and advertising, the same thing. Okay. But anyhow, so you can't use it for marketing or advertising, and then you can't use it to purchase merchandise. But anything else, you can use it if you want to set up a scholarship fund for your community. So any ideas that you have or any passion that you have, this is your opportunity to really get some assistance. And you will be connected with some type of mentor as well. So I highly recommend individuals that are driven by community service to look into this grant. There's a 1-year grant period for this grant. So what that means is once they notify you July 30th that you have gotten the grant, you have 1 year to produce whatever it is that you told them that you were going to produce with this grant. Also with that, one of the caveats with this grant is you will have to produce some form of a deliverable before they give you the grant. That deliverable, so deliverable is essentially, I'm trying to break it down. So if you say that you want to do a toy drive, one deliverable that they might request is you have secured the venue. So now they know that you're serious about what you're requesting this $500 grant for. And that's another thing, which is in the title. This grant is for up to $500, depending on what you plan to do within the community. There has to be a social impact, and it has to impact women, girls, or families. So when you think about that, what do you want to do? And then how will it impact the community? And make sure, and do not X yourself out if you're not a community-centered organization or company. They are looking for someone to have that social impact. So if you are a boutique owner and you've always wanted to be able to give back to the community, but for whatever reason, you haven't had the adequate resources to do it the way that you wanted to do it, this is an opportunity to get that $500 grant to then use it for whatever that purpose is. So again, don't put yourself in a box based off of what type of business that you have. Just really think through what is it that you will want to do within your community and how can this $500 assist you. You also cannot use it to purchase stock. So if you were trying to flip the money in the stock market, you can't use the $500 for that. And then it also can be for trainings. So if you want to host some type of training on how to start a business or how to write a business plan or how to eat healthy, right? So if you're a nutritionist and you want to host one of those types of events where individuals learn about healthy eating and healthy living, if you want to host like a workout / dance-a-thon or whatever, just anything that's going to give back to the community and then have a social impact. And you will have to communicate what that social impact will be once we get into the grant application. They will not notify you if you don't get the grant because they're saying, which makes sense, they get entirely too many applicants. They do apologize in advance that they're not able to communicate with you that you are not going to get the grant. But here's the thing. If you don't hear anything by July 30th, apply in the second round. If you do get the grant during this round, you can no longer apply for the grants. It just said you are not eligible for future grants. So I'm going to assume that that is permanent, meaning you can't apply next year, the year after, etc. Do as you wish. The only thing that can happen is that you don't get selected. But I do believe that this is a permanent since it is a micro grant and they want to make sure that they're able to assist as many women-led businesses as possible. And I think that's it for this grant. Oh, and you have to be 18 and up. There's an age requirement. Okay. So let's go to the grants. So the grant is by Giving Joy. So that's the name of the grant. The website is givingjoygrants.org. So we go into the grant application, which is super easy. So they want your name, email, phone number, address, and you see there's a country code here because you can be anywhere in the US, not in the US, anywhere in the country, but also in the US too. Website if you have it, Facebook, Instagram if you have it, because it doesn't have an asterisk. So you, of course, you know, your asterisk means that you must answer that question. Who are you? Now, please do not talk about like boom, boom, boom resume. They really want to get to know you and who you are. So you could be, you know, I'm a 25-year-old philanthropist and I am passionate about whatever, health, giving back, community engagement, voter rights, whatever it is. And then just, you can talk a little bit more about your story, like how you got to this space and what is motivating you to want to give back to your community and provide that social impact, but definitely make it more personable versus a resume, right? Because they want to have, they got to be able to feel some type of connection because they're going to get hundreds of applicants and they want to be able to read this and say, you know what, I want to meet her. You know, she has really, it's something about her that I need to have a few more questions for and possibly provide her with this $500 grant. Business organization or idea for a new business organization. So you can also use the funds if you want to start your business. So potentially getting your LLC. And as I've said in my previous video, I have partnered with Better Legal and they are only charging $199 to get your LLC, operating agreement, EIN number, bank account, website, and some few other things. It'll be in the description box that. However, again, it could just be a one-off project that you want to do. So remember, you do not have to have an LLC. Don't run out and get an LLC if this is not what you're trying to do and you just really want to have a social impact, you're good to go. What social benefit and or impact does your business or organization have? So what is going to be that impact? So if you want to do a training on nutrition, that impact is going to create healthier or more informed women, children or girls, rather, women, girls, or family. They're going to be more informed about their health. They're going to be empowered to make more healthier choices when going to the grocery store, right? If you're doing the toy drive, the impact is, again, women, girls, but we're going to say girls with this, right? Girls are going to be able to experience, and it could be a specific target, right? I want to have diversity in dolls. So they're going to be able to have toys that look like them. And that's going to be the impact in letting them know that no matter what you look like, you're beautiful. So that can be an impact that's going to happen through a toy drive, right? If it's a targeted toy drive versus just drop off what you have. And then what would you do with the funds? They do not fund the purchase of merchandise, stock, advertising, or marketing. So again, you would just discuss what you would do with the funds, whether it's to get a venue, whether it's to purchase, I don't know, paper, because they're going to ask you to do a breakdown, right? So if you're going to do a training, literally thinking from inception to implementation, what all would I need for this to be a successful event? But then if it's for your business, if you already have that community engagement piece, social impact piece, What is it? Is it to expand your business into a new target market, but you won't be able to do it for marketing? So it could be, again, a community event that you're going to do. It could be that you want to attend a pop-up shop. It could be that you want to attend like one of the largest vendor events that are out there, and this $500 will help you get to that location, even if it's inside of your city, because there's going to be a fee associated with signing up for those types of events. And then here, as I said, they're going to want an itemized list of specific costs and expenses. So this is going to be your mini budget. So again, when you're thinking about an event, think about if you're going to hand out ink pens, paper, copying, if you're going to do a pop-up shop. Well, we can't do that because that will be marketing, but just thinking about maybe if it's to purchase a portable table, to purchase a portable chair, if it's not being provided. Because I know some vendor events, they do not provide you with table or chair. They just provide you with a portion of a space. So just literally think about, write down everything that you would need, that even if you have it right now, just write down everything that you would need. Then you can take out what you already have, and then you can submit that mini budget attached to this grant. And then how would the grant benefit your business, organization, and your beneficiaries, target audience, customers? That's similar to what we've already discussed earlier. Whereas if you're doing nutrition, they'll be able to make healthier choices. They will be empowered. You will be able to expand your business. You will be able to, even if it's to hire an intern, because $500 is a lot. That's probably a summer or a month, depending on how much you pay. And if you're having them work, 10 hours a week or 5 hours a week and paying them $20 an hour, that $500 could get you a lot of work out of an intern. So that's something that you can be creative with as well. So then you can continue to have that social impact and then alleviate some of the workload that is on yourself. And then why should they select you? And here you're just selling yourself. You're saying why you're awesome, why your business is awesome, and why they should select you. And I always say in these spaces, you have to speak from the heart. So I'm not going to be able to sell you. You're going to have to be able to sell yourself. And this goes back to probably one of my first videos back in December, where I'm always talking about you should already have this elevator pitch about your company and how great that you are. And then that way you're just copying and pasting this stuff here. And then how did you hear about Giving Joy? If you can just put my YouTube channel there, I would appreciate it. If that's where you heard about it, if you've already heard about it and you just hear because I'm doing the walkthrough, that's fine. But that would be helpful. And then anything else that they should know about you or your business. So here, I don't know what else, right? Because they had a lot of open-ended questions, but it's an asterisk here, right? So you should put something because they are asking for something. So this could be your final pitch. This could be something that is not already asked in these questions. This could be maybe if you want to talk about, let's say this is a family-owned business and you are fifth generation for this business. If this is your vision, or maybe it could be your trajectory for the business, because the $500 will assist. However, 5 years from now, this is the trajectory of your company. Or if you're just doing a project, maybe you want to discuss projects that you've done in the past, projects that you already have planned. So this is literally a catch-all of things that you will want to discuss with them. So that's it, y'all. Then you hit submit and you wait and see what happens. As I said, this application was going to be super quick. This video isn't going to be as long as some of the other ones. I don't see, let's see, on a mobile boutique, a new alternator, could I apply for this repairs? Okay. Yashi, hello. Thank you for your question. And the question is, I own a mobile boutique. It needs a new alternator. Could I apply for this for repairs? It depends, right? It depends on if your mobile boutique has a social impact. And again, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, so I would need more time to process. But if I were trying to be as creative as possible as far as the social impact, if your mobile boutique is going into communities that don't have access to whatever type of clothing that you're offering, or I don't even know what you're offering, right? So I'm just assuming it's clothes, right? So maybe you're traveling to disadvantaged communities to give them that access because maybe the nearest mall is not even on the bus line. So they're not even able to go any further than, I don't know, what's in their community. And their community might only have a Family Dollar that's nearby, and you want them to have access to whether it's business clothes, whether it's upscale clothes, and maybe you give a percentage of your proceeds to some organization in your community. Because I know there's organizations where women specifically, if you're trying to get back into the workforce, you can go there and get a suit and they'll donate it to you for free in order for you to go or interview. So it all depends on what your business does. Does it have a social impact? Because it has to have a social impact. So then I would say, because my alternator needs to be replaced, I haven't been able to provide what needs to be provided to the community. And remember, the $500 probably isn't going to be enough to get you to where you're going. It's just going to get you there. So if the $500 will help replace the alternators, then will then put you on track to continue to do what you've already been doing, then you would put that in, I think it's, let's see which question that is. Boom, boom. So we would do the, if awarded the $500 grant, what would you do with the funds? But then also, how would the grant benefit your business? So this will benefit your business because it would get it back on track to give back to the community that you are already serving, if any of that is true. Teresa, oh, you are quite welcome. Thank you for watching, because by you watching it helps this YouTube algorithm as well. Are there any other questions? Because this is the end of the grant and I don't have anything else to add, but if you got anything of value, you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment. But what I've learned is sharing the video helps me the most. And as I said, I do have that Patreon. It's a way to support the channel, which supports me to be able to continue to provide the free content. But as I said earlier, I wanted to give something in return, even though I'm giving right now, y'all, but I still wanted to give something in return so people can feel like they got a tangible out of it. So that's an option as well. You are welcome, Yashi, and thank you for your question. And I hope that I am pronouncing your name correctly as well. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. Again, the grant is givingjoygrants.org. Grants with an S. Givingjoygrants with an S.org. That will get you to this application, and you have until June 30th. So you have a month. But if you don't get it this round, apply in the second round, which starts in July and goes all the way into December. All right, y'all. So that is it. I don't see any more questions. Thank you for your time. You all enjoy your holiday weekend. Be safe. Please be safe, because folks are crazy during the holiday weekend. And I will see you all next time.